Welcome to the Alpha Girl Confidence Podcast, where we are empowering youth female athletes to play and live confidently. My name is Shay, and each week I will bring you new episodes to teach you the strategies and tools that you need in order to live a confident, empowered life both on and off the playing field. Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the show. So today we're going to be talking about one of your probably biggest frustrations when it comes to seeing results. So there's a lot of times where I'm talking to parents and I'm talking to players, and they are so frustrated that they're putting in the work, and yet they're not seeing results. So I'm going to tell you a little story, and you maybe have heard this story. It's about Chinese bamboo. So before you turn this off and say, I don't want to learn about this plant, Shay, stop it. Stay on. I promise this is going to be a game changer for you. So there's this plant, Chinese bamboo, and I may get some of these facts wrong, but just bear with me. So when you have this plant, right, you water the plant, you water it, you take care of it, you put it in the sunlight, you do all of the things that you need to grow a plant. And for 5 years, if you water the plant, nothing happens. So you're literally just watering dirt because nothing is growing. Right. Meanwhile, all the other plants are sprouting up around it. So for 5 years, they'll cultivate it, they'll nurture it. And after 5 years, it'll finally break out of the ground. And within the first couple weeks, it sprouts to 90 feet in the air, 90 feet in just a couple weeks. I'm not sure exactly. I can't remember exactly how many weeks, but it grows really, really fast after those 5 years. So again, after those first 5 years, nothing happens. There's no results. And then all of a sudden, bam, it sprouts. So how can you relate this to your experience, right? I see this all the time where you're working so hard. You're doing everything you need to do. You're working on your mental game. You're working on your physical game. You're doing it all, and you're not seeing results. But the thing you have to remember is that you never know how close you are to sprouting up out of the ground like that bamboo. It could be tomorrow. It could be in a week. It could be in a year. You don't know when that's going to happen, and you'll never know if you give up. So if you're frustrated about seeing results, I want to walk you through 4 ways that you can kind of be patient with it and continue to work and see those results, because I know it can be frustrating. I know it's easy when you're not seeing results to kind of just give up and say, what I'm doing isn't working, or they lied to me when they told me that if I worked hard that I would see results. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through 4 ways. Okay, and the first way is to be patient, right? So that bamboo story just illustrates that perfectly. Be patient. You never know when your time is going to be. I was like this, and I have college players that I work with, or where I talk to them about, your college journey especially is crazy up and down. There's good times, there's bad times. And so it takes time sometimes to see those results and to get the playing time that you're really working with, right? So being patient doesn't mean sitting back and relaxing and waiting for things to happen. Being patient means continuing to work and not giving up if you don't see results, because the work you put in now, it's not going to produce results right away. Just like the bamboo, the water that you put on the bamboo now, it's not going to show anything for 5 years, right? So be patient. That's number 1. Number 2 is adjust as needed, because sometimes the work you're doing, it's just that it's the wrong way you're working. So maybe you're working hard, but you're not working smart, right? Maybe you're doing things to get better, but you're not doing the right things to get better. You're not doing the most effective things to get better. So adjust. If you feel like the current thing you're doing to try to get faster isn't working, then do something different, right? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result, right? So that's going to have to be something that you kind of sit back and reflect on and think, can I do this a different way? Right? I know this isn't working. I'm not going to give up, but is there another way that I could do this that would help me get results faster? Okay. So that's number 2, is adjust. And maybe you need someone to help you adjust, whether it's a coach or a teammate or a parent, to kind of give you those outside eyes. And then number 3 is just keep working, right? So once you've adjusted, once you've changed, and maybe you haven't, maybe you realize that either you just need to keep working, but either way, that's step 3 is you just have to keep working. You have to keep watering the plant. You have to keep giving it sunlight. You have to keep giving it food. Same thing with you. You got to give yourself water, food, sunlight, right? You do, but that's not really what I'm talking about. You have to continue to nurture yourself and grow yourself so that you can become better, not just as an athlete, but as a person. So you got to keep working, because again, if you give up today, who knows, maybe you would have reached the finish line tomorrow. You never know just how close you really are. And last one, number 4, and this one's huge, is to look at the progress you've already made. When we're in the trenches and we're working so hard, it's really hard for us to actually see where we started and where we're at now. And when we can't see the progress and we can't be grateful at the progress we've already made, then it makes it really hard to stay motivated and to keep working. So what you can do for this is you can't look at the progress you've made when you're grinding. So take a step back, right? Reflect, where was I, 3 months from today, or whenever you felt like you really started working on your goal? Where was I? And now where am I? Like, what kind of progress have I made from day 1 to today? And once you look at the progress you've made, I promise you, it's probably going to be a lot more progress than you initially thought. If you have a friend that you haven't seen in a long time and their hair grew a lot, right? Their hair grew a lot and you haven't seen them in like 3 months, you're going to be like, wow, your hair grew a lot. But if you lived with them, you wouldn't notice that it grew because you were there. So you didn't notice the change because you were in it. But when you take a step back, you really can notice the change. So I would really highly advise, in order to look at the progress you've made, is you've got to keep track. So day 1, whether it's taking pictures of yourself or taking videos or even journaling. Journaling is a great way to kind of track your progress and your feelings and your confidence and stuff like that. So keeping some kind of daily journal or daily kind of metric so that you can actually look back and track it. And when you do that, and when you look at the progress you've made and you've seen how far you come, that makes it so much more motivating, right? Because you know, hey, I started here, now I'm here, and I'm going to keep going because I want to keep making this progress. So it helps you with your motivation, and then it just helps you with your confidence, right? It helps you realize that you're capable of doing awesome things and you're capable of growing and getting better. So your confidence is going to shoot up just by looking at the progress that you've made. All right, so let's do a quick recap. In order to kind of, deal with the frustration of not seeing results, first of all, kind of number 1 is have the mindset of patience, right? Like the bamboo. You have to be patient because results take time to see. It doesn't ever happen overnight. Number 2 is adjust as needed. So this is about not just working hard, but also working smart. This is huge, okay? Number 3 is to keep working. Never give up, because you never know just how close you are. And then number 4, the last one, is to look at the progress you've already made. So find a way to track what you're doing, how you're feeling now, so that in a month, 2 months, 3 months, you can go back and look at that progress. So I hope that helps. This is actually stuff that I did a video on this for the girls in my text membership last month. And so if you want to learn more about the text membership, every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I send out short video clips, short messages, exercises, challenges to help you grow your mindset, improve your confidence, build your motivation so that you can wake up feeling ready to crush your goals and feel confident while doing so. So I'll post a link below in the show notes below for you to check out the Daily Confidence. And I'm excited for you to join us inside of there. But if this episode helped you, please share it with a friend. And remember to keep working, because you never know just how close you really are. See you next week.